XDR Firefly is now live, streaming IRL. Our farmers under siege. The truth behind the headlines. Let's feed the chickens.
I noticed in the bread aisle, because normally I get like Schwabel's so fresh Jewish rye. Yeah. That's a deli. They have a chef, not a chef, shells all along the front. Yeah. Bread out of all kinds of different. That's where I usually get it. And I got one, but when I went to the bread aisle, there was 2 loaves of this Schwabel's brewing rye. Oh yeah. I never seen that before. It looked awful good. I said, oh man, that looks better than the Jewish rye. Yeah. It was. Yeah, dark rye and light rye. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell what was inside. I'm getting really fond of rye bread here. Miners, yeah. This is the U.S. big study by in the store brands. So, is that Miners with H or I? Miners. H. I with an H. Yeah. This is a small bakeries here. Miners is big. Miners. I'm pretty sure they got Miners. Yeah, well, that's no affiliate. Yeah. So now you ain't got no corned beef. No corned beef. Well, the price went up. Well, I'll take that back. Well, take that back. I do have some jelly corned beef on froze. Last time I gave you 2 packages, so we need 1. So froze. Oh. Already sliced that. Yeah, that's thinly sliced. Can you do that? Why not? How long do you think it'll be good when you open it? 3 months. 3 months? Yeah. It'll be good for 3 months when you take it out of the freezer? Yeah. Well, no. They're going to be good for 4 or 5 days after you take it out of the freezer. Yeah. Yeah. So I use it all under 1 meal. Oh, okay. It's only a pound. How many? 1 pound. 1 pound? You'll make a rubber sandwich. Or something. Like I said, I'll maybe pick up some dry flour and at least make some money. You know, we find it. The last one I found is sourdough rye at Kroger's. Yeah, how'd you like that? Oh, it was good. Yeah. Yeah, it was like $5 or $6 a loaf. That's normally how much. What would they charge? charger. There's not that many people here that have exotic tastes. Oh, baby. I've never seen it there.
Okay, guys, I got everything handled. I'm gonna get my gloves on, and I hope you guys are good. I think I've got, so you guys can't hear the TTS. I believe that is set up. If you guys can, I'm sorry. So I just hope you guys are enjoying your day. Shaken Kroger. Okay, let's look at the temperature real fast. Why don't we? Current temperature. Here we go. This is what I want. Okay, current temperature is it is about just under 30, about 29 degrees right now. So we can say that'll be 30. Why are you wiggling? Why is my camera? Oh, because hold on, guys, because there we go. That was the issue. Let's put this back on. That should have solved it. Perfect. I'm not wiggling anymore. So hope you guys are enjoying this lovely day on this, I think it's the 18th of February, something like that, 2025. So today we're going to really dig into the weeds today. We're going to talk some conspiratorial talk. We're going to talk about what I think they're doing to the farmers, what I've noticed from being a farmer or rancher for the last 20 years, from the people that I know that sell products in different things. How nice. Look how nice the frozen pond looks. As much as I don't like cold, I like cold. I mean, as much as I'm tired of cold now, I'm done. It is really pretty when the ponds freeze up and such like that. So let's jump into the barn. Let's grab ourselves what we need to go feed everyone. And then we are going to talk more about the farming and what I think they're doing. Let's turn more this way. Fortunately, I cannot get. Okay. So, let's get this. I think that's balanced well. I need to get my container over here so I can grab what I need for feeding everyone, and then I'll grab stuff we can get so we can start collecting the water and getting all that prepped and set up. So, first off, the main reason I think they're going after farming, we're just going to rip the Band-Aid right off and jump right into it. So the main reason I think they're going after farming is because this is the way you can be independent. Jesse, thank you so much for the ice creams. But yes, I think that the main reason that they're going after farmers in all the countries, because, the thing is, it's not just happening in, the Netherlands. It's not just happening in Denmark. It's not just happening here in the States. It's not just happening in Canada. It's not just happening in the UK. It's literally happening everywhere. It's even happening in a place like South Africa. And you're just seeing it everywhere. They're going after the farmer, or they're messing with the farming thing. And they don't want They don't want the small farmer to be able to create food. They want to be able to control the food source. They want to be able to put you on poison food. They want you to put you on genetically modified, lab-grown, industrial food. You know, they're going to market it lots of ways. They're going to market that it's better for the environment, that it stops animal cruelty, all this other stuff they're going to just keep marketing. But the truth is they don't want you to be healthy. They want to control every aspect of you. You know, he who controls the food controls the people, because you can get hungry people to do lots of crazy, silly things. Hungry people get hangry. Yes.
That's just 30 minutes into it.
Yeah, and we know that. I mean, they even make commercials and joke about that. Yeah. And so what they want is if they can take... No, I'll come and get it. I'll come back. You can leave it there. I'll come back and get it. What it is they also want you to think you're too dumb to grow your own food. I've noticed this a lot too, is that they'll go after farmers markets, or they'll go after something, and they'll go after them for like ridiculously silly reasons. Like the person, oh, well, you didn't put, you know, you didn't put the letter J on that, or that's the wrong fonts, or you're going to see silly things like that. They're doing that in the States, or they're wanting you, like what they wanted us to do here in West Virginia is they wanted us to register our animals in our garden. It's volunteer right now, so no thank you. We're not going to register. I'm not telling you what I have and what I don't have. You don't need to know. And, you know, again, you get control of the health. You get control of the food, you get control of the health. You get control of the health, you can pretty much choose when people live and die. And since I think that this is a depopulation plan, and I'll tell you twofold why I think it's a depopulation plan. I think it's a depopulation plan. I think that that's what they're doing. They got us to stop breeding. You know, I want you guys to look at something. So some of you are going to argue, oh no, it's the Africans that are still breeding. Actually, I want you to go look at the numbers on how much they've even stopped breeding. Like they've even been cut in half in some of the third world African countries where, you know, where for many, many decades, we've talked about them breeding like crazy. Their numbers are even down by half. So they are working on that. They're working on the depopulation, and a good way, a great way, is to keep people sick and relying on them, sick people. Even if you don't want to kill the people off, if you have sick people are less likely to have babies or want to have babies. So that's a big thing. Next is they just want to keep us. They want to keep us sick, because if you are sick, you are on some type of pharmaceutical medication. If you're on some type of pharmaceutical medication, then you're reliant on that. So you're either reliant to keep working that job, so you have your health care, you're reliant on the government to keep you healthy, and you get addicted to not being able to treat yourself. And then if you don't have access to fresh food, clean food, then you don't even know how, then, you know, you're reliant on, you know, the McDonald's, or you're reliant on the cheap crap food they're giving you. So why do I think they're planning on depopulation? As a farmer, as a rancher, as someone who raises animals, I understand the pros and cons of having more animals than you can handle and not enough animals. The great thing about having lots of chickens is you get lots of eggs. The downfall to having lots of chickens is you have to feed lots of chickens. Now, if you figure out how to balance that right, it's perfect. You can have all the chickens in the world, because if you've got a good food source, you've got it balanced well. But you also then have to give them housing, and you have to actually like take care of them. And that's one of the things I think the elite are just getting tired of. The elite, they did a test run during COVID to see what, and I think they did the test run for COVID for lots and lots of reasons. But I think one of the test runs was COVID, is to show the other elites what it would be like with a lot of less people on the planet, and how the planet and how everything would be more fun for them. and how they would enjoy it because they would be able to they wouldn't have to worry about all the people getting in the way, and they could go on their vacations and they could fly on their planes and they could enjoy all of the things that they wanted without all of us people here. So one thing is they know that people are going to live longer. They know that as they do this life extension, and don't let them fool you, they've got life extension. They know how, they've got that. They've got it down packed. They know exactly what to do for life extension. They know that with life extension, there's still going to be naturally some people like me, people like that are pay attention to the health, us that are going to figure out ways to live longer, even if they don't want us to. And, they're not just going to come out and just, just kill us because it's fun, because they're not really, they kind of want some of us here to make sure that they can test things on. So there will always be, and this is just not staying balanced. I don't have sorry guys, I don't have the stand I usually use is not here. But I think that'll stay right there. The other thing is they know what automation's going to do. If you guys don't realize what automation's going to do, let me tell you. I've seen it now at 2 distinct times in my life. I've seen what automation did to the rubber belt when I grew up in northeastern Ohio. I saw it killed the rust belt, killed the rubber belt. Whoa, buddy. Ugh. Just jump on out. Ugh. Ugh. I'm just so happy to see you guys. Right? Anyways, I saw what it did to the rubber belt. I saw what it did to the rust belt, and it just absolutely killed those areas. They brought in mechanization. Yeah, we're going to hear them talk about, oh yeah, we moved a lot of those jobs overseas with NAFTA. That's partly true. But what they also did is just before then, they brought in a bunch of robots. And with those robots, that did a lot. Yeah, they brought in a bunch of robots, and the robots did a lot of stuff. So watch out, guy. So the other thing I watched them kill the coal mines. And how'd they kill the coal mines? Because we're still extracting a lot of coal from the mountains here. So in the 20 years that I've lived here, I've watched them kill the coal. And they killed the coal through automation. Because there's still coal. Yes. Absolutely. Charlie was a jumper. And so I watched them kill automation. I watched them kill coal with automation. Right now, with AI and current automation, is they're coming after the white collar jobs. Because they realized, especially during COVID, because again, COVID was a test run for lots of stuff, but they really wanted to see if they let everybody work at home, who did they actually need, and who is important, and who can work hard, and who cannot, and who can we replace with AI. And there were so many test runs, and there's going to be another test run coming up soon. I think that if the next test run is not this year, it's going to be by 27. We will see the next test run, and the next test run will make COVID look like what it was, a beta run, because we had an alpha. Most of you might not think of this, but AIDS was their first run. They really wanted to see how they could control the population, and so they did the AIDS thing, and they convinced populations to do lots of. AIDS was the beginning of the depopulation, but at least one of the first ones that I can recognize. How about that? We'll talk about it like that. The first ones that I can recognize. So, we're gonna pause here for a minute, because I don't like to just focus all on the doom and gloom, because the doom and gloom is not really the fun parts. It's important to recognize what's happening, but not to hyper focus on it. So let's not focus so much on the doom and gloom, and let's talk about what you can do. So what can you do? One is the simplest, easiest thing that you can do, very simplest, easiest thing that you can do, is you can support your local farmer. That's by going to a farmer's market. That's talking with your local farmer. That's seeing what they have, talking to them. Maybe they'll grow something specifically for you. But the first thing you do is talk to your local farmer, whatever that means to you. Some people don't realize that, I can't imagine it going away anytime soon, but let's even just say you're on a fixed income. Like here in West Virginia, for the last couple of years, if you bought stuff with your food stamps at a farmer's market, you could get double. I don't think you guys realize that. You can get double. So they were really promoting people buying from farmers markets. Now, again, I that was something that was in the farm bill. I don't know. I haven't looked to see in 2025 if that's still going on, but that's something you should look at in your state. Next is, let's say you're not on that kind of fixed income. You're just a regular dude. Talk to your farmer. See if they've got it. If you're on a fixed budget, but you're not on, any type of public assistance, talk to the farmer. See if they've got any seconds. See if you can do anything. Sometimes a farmer might trade something for you. Like you might say, hey, yeah, if you come to the farm and, help me out with some shit, I'll hook you up with some food. And it could just be simple. It could just be something simple as you come over one day and I just need some help. I just need like an hour or so help of moving some hay or picking some tomatoes or something like that. It's just worth asking. The farmer might be like, nah, I'm not into any of that. But there's a lot of stuff that you can do, a lot of stuff you can offer to a farmer. Something else I want you guys to think about, and this is, I get a lot of pushback with this, but farming does not work in our current system. So I'm not saying that farming socialism. I'm not saying that farming isn't part of the free market. I'm just saying farming doesn't work in modern capitalism. And the reason it doesn't work is because you have no guarantee. There is no guaranteed anything in farming. You can't guarantee a yield because weather or other things outside of things, but you still, the way the farming is set up, you still have to get loans and you still have to be able to guarantee to pay that back. And so that's why I'm not opposed to subsidies. I'm just opposed to the way we're currently doing subsidies. But I also want you guys to think about that. I want you to think that farming, which is probably one of the most important things that we can do as humans, it does not function very well in the way we designed our current capitalistic system. So, because people are like, well, if you're not good at growing something, then you shouldn't be farming. Okay, well, sometimes not good at growing something has nothing to do with you. It has to do with what nature decided to do. And if nature is unpredictable, or if we really are under weather wars, let's just say, I believe that we're under weather wars too. If we're really under weather wars as well, you can't control the weather above your head. You can't control that crazy flooding that you're getting, and that can devastate you and not give you enough time to replant crops. And so everything that you invested is gone. Like, it's just gone. It's not maybe gone. It's really gone. Hold on, my phone is ringing. I'm trying to feed everyone. They should just be able to look out the window and see. Yeah, not just a little bit, but you just can't, you lose everything. So that's just something people need to keep in mind, and it's not like you can just quickly grow another crop back. Or let's just say that there is a demand one year for something. It takes multiple seasons to grow certain things. And so by the time, if everybody, because unfortunately not really set up to talk the way we should, but if everybody tries to get together and grows wheat because they made a lot of money on wheat in the past year, then we have too much wheat, and then you're not making enough return on that wheat. Now, that being said, we shouldn't be subsidizing. Well, the whole China the whole China thing is something that it's, I don't mean to sound insane here, but sometimes we need to worry about we need to get our own house in line first before we start helping other people getting their house in line. China's going to collapse, just like the United States, just like every other Western world. China's going to have its own problems. That being said, China also has lots of wonderful, great people. There is Chinese individuals that are going to be great and going to be able to achieve wonderful things. So the good thing is we'll let the Chinese figure out how to manage what the Chinese are doing. Just as I'm even going to go as far as we should even say, like, we should just let regions figure out what's best for themselves. Because I'd like to say countries, but on the same aspect, what's good for California is definitely not good for me here in West Virginia. What's good for Western Canada is going to be completely different than what's good for Ontario. So we just need to let regions, districts, and things of that sort figure out how to work out what's best for them we should all be having these conversations so that one group isn't getting too greedy or too ridiculously dumb on making too big of a large of decisions. Because we want them to think about their particular area, but we don't want them to, we don't necessarily want, drill baby drill in an area where we can be getting corn. Not that we're going to do that, but that was just an example. We want to make sure that there's a balance. It's funny. It all goes back to this whole thing. This issue that I have is we've been tricked. Most everyone that's alive today have been tricked in this idea that there should be endless growth, that we need to focus on the GDP. We need to make more money. We need to make more money. We need to make more money. We actually just need to stay stable. I'm going the same thing with the population too. I think we just need a nice stable population. Now, once we have our population stable and we've got everybody fed and everybody clothed and educated and housed, then we can start growing again. But we need to stabilize things. And humans, for some reason, we're not good at that. We're not good at the stabilization of things. Before I go too much on this subject, I do want to go back and just say, first thing that you can do to combat all of this is to go to your farmer's market, get to know your farmer, buy that. If you can't get to know your farmer, or you want to be more hands-on, grow your own food, or get a group of your friends and grow your own food together and swap food. And I like the free market, but I do not like this late stage capitalist system that we're in. I think that we can design something new. I really do. I don't think we need to focus on Marxism. I don't think we need to focus on communism, capitalism, free market, socialism, none of that. We don't need to focus on. We can design something new and better. We're just got so used to thinking inside the box. I mean, personally, in all reality, I'm more of an agrarian. I think that I believe in farming first, because if you don't have food, you don't really have anything. But I understand that folks that live in the city will never understand that. I get it, because I was a city kid and I lived in the suburbs. I was blessed in living in most of the areas that you can live in, from inner city to suburb, now to country. And actually, I'd even like to move out even more rural than where I currently am, but that's just not going to happen in this go around. But I digress again. So just get access to clean food, get access to food that you know where it comes from. The closer you are with the food, and I'm not even worried about processed food anymore. If you want sugar, if you know where your sugar comes from, great. If you want cookies and you know where your cookies come from, great. Just know. Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree with that statement. But yeah, we can it's just knowing where your food comes from. I think is more important than actually what you're eating. We can focus on trying to eat healthy and all that kind of stuff later on. But we need them. We need, the bad people. Those can be the government, that can be the deep state, it can be the powers to be, it can be the left, it can be the right, whatever you want to call bad people. I don't really care. We just need the bad people to not be telling us what we should and shouldn't be eating, and not controlling what we're putting in our bodies. So that is your responsibility, or your family's responsibility. And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty. I am not living up to what I'm preaching at the moment. I eat some crap. I like candy, and right now, me and Lisa aren't making candy, so I am buying shit candy, and I can feel it. Today's a great example. I think part of the reason I'm not feeling up to it today is because I've had some shit candy. And I'm talking like just store-bought candy. So, I get it. I like coffee, and I can't grow coffee. The difference is with coffee's getting easier and easier now, guys, because the good thing about coffee is you can start figuring out things like Rumble Coffee or some of the other smaller brand coffees. You can start figuring out where they source their coffee from and how they roast it, and at least you can know a little bit more. The more you know about your food, the better you're going to be. That's really what we're talking about here. Is you want to know as much about your food as possible. Because, again, going back, they want us to not know our farmers. They want our farmers to go away. But if you personally know your farmer, even if you don't farm yourself, and you hear about something bad going to the dude that gives you the best eggs you've ever had, you're going to think twice about, you're going to help defend that person. You're going to be like, no, I like the eggs that, Bob gives me. I want to make sure I can keep getting eggs from him. And so, I'm gonna fight just like citizens used to do. And when I say fight, I'm not saying going out and protesting or any of that kind of stuff. I'm saying, no, I think that law is dumb. I'm gonna write my senator. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna start doing a grassroots project to do something small, because we have this power. Absolutely have this power. Something I think is interesting is you have all these advocates. You have a lot of advocates that are like on the far extremes of stuff, but we don't have anybody. We have very few people that are advocating for the middle. So I'm going to go back. I talked about this years ago, but I think I'm going to stick to it again. Is I think that when people ask what my political affiliation is, I think I'm going to go back to telling people that I'm far middle. So I think out of protest, I'm going to say that. I think I'm just going to start telling people I'm far middle. So, because I think we need more far middle. We need more people that are okay with other people not agreeing with them, with more moderate, middle of the road views, with a little bit of tolerance, but not too much tolerance. I mean, that's the thing. I hear it all the time. We're going to go on we're going down this way real fast, guys. We're going on a different path. So I hear it from my conservative friends. They're just like, oh, well, it's because of you being tolerant is the reason why we've got, trans kids in school. If you would have blah, 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 if you would have not let the gays get married, we would have never went down the thing. I'm like, no, we don't need to go. We can be middle. We can be like, hey, I don't really care what two consenting adults do in their bedroom as long as they don't tell anyone. If those two consenting adults are happy with what they're doing in the bedroom together with each other, don't tell anybody what you're doing. That's what we need to ask. That's where the compassion, that's where that middle can be. I don't think that seems too outrageous or too crazy to just say, hey, we can find a middle. There's a middle point, and the middle point is like, okay, I guess this goes back to what I remember as the 90s. Is in the 90s when it came to stuff with the military. And it wasn't just the military, but just worked with a lot of stuff, is that don't ask, don't tell. We don't know. No one gives a shit. You need to stop sharing so much. I guess that's the problem. Social media taught us to overshare. I mean, what I try to share with you guys is as I'm talking here on social media. So we're gonna scrub a little black off the kettle here for a second. But I share relevant stuff. I try to keep you guys. I try to make sure everything that you guys know is real, but with staying away from things that are just either A, nobody's business, or B, not really that important.
Done.
Do you need more water?
No, I'm gonna bring this outside.
Okay.
And I'm gonna top these off.
Okay, cool. Well then, I'm just gonna go turn off the water. I think I haven't done that yet. Actually, I need to remember. No, we'll go see. I'll just double check. But yeah, I just need to be. Lost my train of thought. It's over there because I was down a different rabbit hole that I was no business going down with this conversation. So it's going back to the war on farming. So I think it's a whole climate agenda. I think they're going after the left, they're going after the right. I think it's part of the reason why they even started the organic food movement. Because again, organic food is great, but on the same aspect, you shouldn't have to go through all these permits. You should just be, we shouldn't be labeling food as organic or not organic. We should be labeling food as.
You were talking about tolerance.
We were.
Thank you for the follow, Cherry Evermead.
I mean, we were going down. We were.
I checked your video. Seems like you were not yet a million.
Yeah, blah blah. Thanks.
I got a proposal for you by sharing your stream to a king community for
So I need to get the water down there. Let's go walk down that way. So the thing is the big thing is we can, with the agendas that they're trying, we need to just focus on getting healthy food. We need to focus on being extremely middle. We need to focus on supporting the people that we can support, but also like, hey, if you eat a cheeseburger, don't be mad at yourself. Don't be angry. Don't punish yourself for any of that. Understand that that is okay and that you can eat cheeseburgers from time to time. You can even not practice the stuff I'm telling you where you're trying to be as healthy. You're trying to eat as healthy as possible. You can even practice all of those things. The difference is you're trying. And that's all we're really looking for here is we're looking for the ability to try. And I need to go get another water container back in the barn. It's just you're making steps, because what the elite, what the bad people, the deep state, what the people that you don't like, what they're trying to get you to do is they're trying to get you to give up and not try. And I'm not talking about trying like the big try. I'm talking like little things. I'm like trying to be as healthy as you possibly can, fit as you possibly can. All of those kind of things. That's what I'm talking about. That's what they don't want, is they don't want us to be the best versions of ourselves. So because it's really hard for you to be mentally here if your physical body is just hurting. And if you're not mentally here, then you're not going to be able to help fight against the machine. You're not going to be able to help reprogram. You're not going to be able to come up with a better form of government, a better form of things, because you're.
But they told me that if I use a plastic straw, left the bathroom light on overnight, and ate a cheeseburger, the cow farts would destroy the world. It's all so confusing.
I know it is, but the thing is the main thing that you need to be focusing on is not worry what they're telling you should or shouldn't do. You need to be finding the people that you look up to. Like if you find people that are healthy, or you find people that seem to know what they're talking about, or you find people that you trust, you have doctors or other people that you trust, get advice from them, not from a talking head. And I'm a talking head, so that's what I'm pointing at. Don't just listen to me. Don't just do what I tell you. Ask me questions. If you want to know why I'm giving advice, or anybody that you're following, it could be on TV. Heck, I'm even going to go as far as saying even your doctor that you have. Ask. You know, the thing is I just trying to figure out why. You just got to figure out who. You got to ask them why they're giving you the advice and why to trust them, because maybe they have your best interest in mind. Again, like I said, I'm trying to give you guys real advice, but that doesn't mean that you guys should be listening to me, because you guys should listen to what I have to say, figure out how to do it with the best version that you can of your life, and go from there. Not that I'm giving you bad advice. It's just I don't want you to listen to me. I don't want you to blindly listen to anyone. I don't want you to blindly listen to your doctor. I don't want you to blindly listen to me. I don't want you to blindly listen to the president. I don't want you to blindly listen to anybody out there. I want you to listen to them, take what they have to say, and figure out if it makes sense for you in your life. And if it does or doesn't, still, if you can find somebody to have a conversation with, and say, hey, why should or why shouldn't I do this thing I want to do? And if it's a person you care about, if it's a person that loves you and cares about you, then they're going to tell you the honest truth. And that's what you want. And so that's, again, why I think you need to build a relationship up with the people that you're getting your food from. Because over time, you're going to, as you get to know that farmer, or you get to know your neighbors, or you get to know the person that's doing the gardening, you're going to genuinely care about their well-being, and they're going to genuinely care about your well-being. And so when you have two groups of people caring about each other's well-being, the power elite can't win. We win. Because, why? Because it's more interesting, because we have so many shits that we can give. And we would much rather give those shits to people we care about than just random shits on Twitter. And so that's my intelligent quote of today, because we only have so many shits to give. So stop giving. So give shits about people you care about, that you love, and less shits about what's on the internet. Yeah, wow. The chaos is strong today, guys. I know I'm bouncing all over the place. Structure is, you guys know, structure is not my strong point when it comes to Let's Feed the Chickens. Part of it is because with my ADD, I have to also be thinking about so I don't forget to do anything, and also try to stay on topic and chat with you guys as well, which is all fun. Which is all a blast. By the way, guys, if you guys aren't following me on Rumble, please do. I'm trying to grow a little bit bigger on there. Rumble, it's X Factor Firefly on Rumble. If you like this kind of stuff, all of my past archives are also on Rumble. So if you like these Let's Feed the Chicken show and you want to watch from episode 1, maybe you're new and you just realized that you caught on, because I think this is episode 225 or so, and you want to watch some of the past episodes, if you get on Rumble and you type in LTFC, yeah, Let's Feed the Chickens, see, yeah, LTFC, Let's Feed the Chickens, and you can go back and you can follow that archive there on Rumble. And I've got about 70 or 80 episodes up right now. I'm putting about 5 episodes a day up, because I have to restructure them. I have to do some stuff with them so they function properly. All the episodes will ultimately be archived on there, so people can jump on there. You guys can do that. Or if you want to see my gaming, it's GGX. Or if you're interested in me being your life coach, hook me up. Let me know that way too, because that is what I'm getting into. I've been spending a lot of time the last couple of years. Main reason you guys have not seen me stream as much as I used to is I was spending a lot of time making myself better. A lot of stuff to go through, especially finding my buddies dead. COVID, losing a lot of family members, losing a lot of friends, either through the shot, through COVID, or through suicide. I had to do a lot of introspecting, a lot of figure out who I am and what my purpose is. And my purpose is to serve others and to figure out ways to make everybody else's life a little bit better. So I am figuring out how to do that in the near future. So we have my house, Mavis Manor. We have my pharmacy here, Mavis Pharmacy. We've got where we're standing right now in the Mavis Lab. The whole institute is the Mavis Institute, and then I'm starting the Mavis Wellness Retreats. Right now it's just called Mavis Retreats, but it'll be the Mavis Wellness Retreats, where we're going to figure out ways to heal people, help get you back into the version of yourself that you can. And a lot of that's going to be doing with clean food. A lot of it's going to be doing with clean lots of stuff, clean food, clean water, clean clothes, and not just clean clothes as in going laundry, but like clothes that aren't full of toxic ick, because there is a lot of our food, a lot of our clothes, when you really break it down, you don't realize how much toxic ick is in the stuff that we have. Well, that doesn't mean that you're going to have to get rid of all your clothes. It just means from time to time, it's good to wear more natural occurring clothes. Things like the cottons, linens, wools, staying away from having less and less of the polyesters and less of the synthetic clothes. Now, again, we're not getting rid of all of them, but we're just doing less and less of them. Just things like that. We're going to have conversations about that. That's a whole another thing that you guys will be seeing growing in the future. So anyways, really good at tangents today. I'm just, there's so many forks in the road and I'm just taking them all the forks I'm taking today. So, also this year, so we'll be doing Let's Feed the Chickens, of course. We're going to be bringing back the Be Aware series, because we're going to get into the beehive once a week, and we're going to get in there. We're going to talk about the bees. We're going to do Be Aware. We're going to do a whole series on the Victory Garden. We're going to go check it probably 2 days a week. We're going to go check on the garden. Maybe we'll do some weeding. We'll do some other things in the garden together. That'll be something that'll be fun. So we have the Victory Garden, just in time, Victory Garden. We're going to have Let's Feed the Chickens. We're going to have Be Aware series. And then, of course, Mavis Pharmacy, where we'll talk about stuff. And then we'll have the Sustainable Garden series, where we'll be doing a lot of stuff with that as well. So lots of interesting series. Don't know how often we're going to do any of them besides the Be Aware series, which will be once a week. And probably the Just-in-Time Gardening, Just-in-Time Victory Garden, which we'll be doing probably 2 days a week, because I'll need to go weed it and check on everything. So we're going to do that from the breakdown. I did a little garden prep on that one already. I should be having seeds come soon. Actually, I think when the mailman dropped, my seeds should be in the mail now. It's something I will need. Something that I'll need to go get is go check out those seeds. So, yeah, and then I think that's about it. So, anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you guys like hanging out with me and you want to come hang out and talk all the time, we have a Discord, discord.gg/xDrFly. Come hang out with us on the Discord. Most evenings we're sitting around chit-chatting. We talk about just about everything. If you think this is a fun little rabbit hole and there's path to go down, the Discord is full of all of the paths, because there's not just me on there posting things, but we've got lots of other wonderful people also posting some very interesting things, and so lots of great conversations. The other wonderful thing about that is it is not an echo chamber. It is a empty field, because we are so we have lots of fun things to do, and lots of fun different people. Like I said, we're not an echo chamber. We're an open field where we talk about everything, and we have lots of different views. And if you have a viewpoint that's not the same as us, you are absolutely welcome. You're gonna need to defend your view, because we're not a safe space, but we are an open field where you can yell into the wind, and some people will listen and some people will call you crazy. But if you're the crazy one in an insane world, maybe crazy is what is sane. So anyways, guys, it's Doc. Till tomorrow.